I ask all our guests the following questions because one of my job priorities is to help people better understand Taiwan. So
Sure.
I would like to discover what they don't know about Taiwan. In your view, what is the one thing that most people here in the U.S. should know but don't?
Okay, that's also a great one. Maybe linking it to the first answer. I think people should understand just the incredible story, right, of Taiwan's evolution. Let me just stick a little bit to what I was saying before on competitiveness, right? So, I'm still very interested in competitiveness for many different places. I ended the last point by saying I think Taiwan has changed, right, in the 20 years, obviously, since I first went there. So now my trips are often about understanding how Taiwanese companies are being forced in some ways because of geopolitics, but also pulled because of economic forces to move from serving a global market largely through a fairly narrow regional production base, right? To serving that same market, but through a much more multinational production base in places like Japan, and very much increasingly in the United States, in Ohio, in Arizona. I think that for many people is an important story, just how the ways in which Taiwanese people, policymakers, Taiwanese companies are addressing the true globalization challenge of globalizing that supply chain. And so when we wrote that book 20 years ago about global Taiwan, we were talking about the ways in which Taiwanese companies serve a global market, so where their products are everywhere, but not their supply chain. And now their supply chain has to be in many different places. So that's kind of the more academic answer to your question. But I would also add, and I think I think we talked about this at one point, Charles, when I first met you. What do people need to discover about Taiwan? I think when I first arrived, again, back to that story, I was handed on that hot summer day a peanut flavored xuehua or cuabing, right? That changed my life, Charles. Changed my life. Okay, so it was one of the most refreshing yet flavor-filled thing I had ever eaten in my life. My mother, I think we've discussed in the past, my mother's from Italy. Food is central to our lives. I've always loved how critical food is to Taiwanese culture, very similar. So I think that is something for Huashang Xuehua or Huashang Cuabing is a must for anyone visiting. And I think that if that doesn't capture you, then nothing else about Taiwan's incredible history and story will. I think that's the soft power of Taiwan.
Indeed. Many people, go to Taiwan just for food. Yeah.
Oh, so good.
We are very proud of all the Taiwanese food.
Oh.
Yeah.